So AJL Cricket is a new cricket brand based in Torquay, England. Our main focus is selling cricket equipment at affordable prices as well. That's one of our key aims, is to make it as affordable as possible and allow people to take part in cricket. We want to break down that barrier of it being too expensive and people not wanting to take part because of the cost. At the moment, our products are bats, pads, gloves, wicket keeping pads and gloves, bags, cricket balls, and we're looking to expand into clothing as well. So we've got hats, and we're trialing a training top at the minute as well. Um, I think we're a little bit different in terms of I obviously am really passionate about cricket, and I want to show that through our content as well. So we're across all social media, so Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube. Um, we're on it, and we want to provide engaging content. And if people don't want to buy our gear, they can still be, interested in cricket by watching our content and be inspired that way. So we've got kind of two strands to it. Obviously the physical product side, and then the actual content we're putting out that we want to engage. And it's just spreading my passion for cricket, because I'm an absolute badger and I want people to enjoy the sport as much as I do. So I come from a very sport and cricket orientated family. My granddad and my dad both played cricket. I'm 24 now, and as long as I can remember, I've been involved in cricket in some way. When I was probably about 5 or 6, I'd go up and watch my dad play, and eventually I'd be scoring for him when I was probably a bit old, about 8 or 9. Somebody came into our primary school and played with like the softball, and that's obviously got my love of playing. And then when I was about 12, moved into a bit more hardball stuff, so I played a couple of friendlies, and eventually ended up playing adult cricket at about 13, 14 with my dad, and I've been playing ever since. And I'm lucky enough to still play with my dad, and I've played in games with dad, and my granddad's been umpiring, so 3 generations across that. I'm very cricket mad, very passionate about cricket. It's how I socialise, how I go out, how I make my friends. Obviously now I've got a kind of career in it, and a job involvement, and hopefully in the future I can be more involved in cricket, whether that's with AJL cricket or separately as well. Currently I work in social media, doing running the social media for a web design company, but the dream is to do that for obviously a cricket team, or hopefully England or something like that, or working with other content creators like Toby at Cricket District or Kez and Dan at We Cricket. I think the stuff they do is really high end, and I'd love to be on that level and be involved with them and see what kind of stuff we can create and just carry on learning really. I've only just started this, I've been in it a year. I've been in my social media job for 3 months, and it was a complete career change because I went to university, studied sport, and wanted to be a PE teacher. I did a bit of PE teaching part-time for 2 years, and it just wasn't for me, and ended up thinking during the pandemic, right, what do I want to do? I started to learn about social media, and kind of thought I could mix my love of cricket and social media together. So I set up a TikTok like I think most people did, and it kind of like expanded that way. I really enjoyed putting out the cricket content, and some people have enjoyed it. That's exciting to see where that goes. So the idea of actually setting up a brand has probably been in the back of my mind for a couple of years. I was always quite fussy over the kit I'd get, like it had to fit right. As well, I was batting, and netting quite a lot with one pair of gloves, and they'd always degrade over time, and it would rack up quite a cost going out to get new gloves. So I kind of thought, there must be a way of, designing good looking and comfortable gear, and making sure the cost is quite low. So I actually have a friend who's got a cricket brand in Australia, and I got in contact with him, and he put me in touch with his supplier. And we had discussions about how to design it, and obviously the costs and whatever. And I don't think it was until probably I got my job in social media, so I was a bit more financially secure. I was a bit more confident that I could go out and get the gear over here and try and sell it and test it. And if it wasn't quite right, then it wasn't gonna like financially impact me too much. Um, but luckily, it's come over and it's probably better standard than I thought. Truth be told, it's come out really well, and I'm really pleased with it. Yeah, so it's just hoping it carries on and gets more successful over time. So everything kind of came together at the beginning of this year. I'd been talking to people in the industry for a long time before that, kind of learning the challenges and the pitfalls of starting your own cricket brand, which is interesting in itself. Um, but I'd been in my job a month, and I thought, I've got to spend my first month's wages on something good. I needed cricket gear, and I think everything just felt right. So I placed the order probably about the end of January. Um, I kind of knew the designs before then. I'd been in contact with a supplier for a couple of months maybe, and I was kind of umming and ahhing on designs, and I wanted it just to be just right. And when the order was placed, everything came within a month, which was really good. So I think the first order was here beginning of March, which is good timing for pre-season. Needed the pads and the gloves, and I was quite surprised at the quality and the people who've bought them so far. Have been a new cricket brand, and you're expecting you know you're finding your feet almost, but the quality of the kit is really high end. I know I'm a bit biased, but I've been really pleased with it, and I hope people who have bought it are pleased with it as well. I haven't had any complaints so far, so that's pretty good. So as I've said before, AJL Cricket is focused on being an affordable cricket brand, and I think that really sets us apart from everyone else. Really, I kind of did my research before and looked at other cricket brands out there, some that are nearby, some that are big on social media and kind of not the same level as I am, but have started out and not the big brands like Grey Nichols and GM and New Balance and people like that, who I obviously couldn't compete with. And I think for me, my personal circumstances, I'm in a relatively safe job, so I have a stable income. I don't particularly have to focus on creating huge amounts of profit to expand the business so quickly. I think somebody whose their whole livelihood depends on their cricket brand would obviously have to charge a higher amount because they have to have that profit level to pay themselves and obviously expand the business as well. For me, I'm obviously all the profits will go back into AGL cricket and expanding the business. Um, so obviously, economies of scale. The more I can buy, the cheaper it'll be, and then cheaper it'll be for people to buy it because I don't have to make, you know, the massive profit margins, and I can reduce the price. And really, I think one of the barriers to cricket is affordability, and if we can help with that, then great. We've achieved our aim. We want to get as many people into cricket as we can. Men, women, professional, amateur. We want to target the whole range, and just spread that love of cricket. I think as well as a cricket brand, we're going to be focusing on like content as well. So posting to TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. If the best way I'll probably describe it is maybe if Grey Nichols and Cricket District or We Cricket got together, I think that's the aim really. That's what I want, is high quality cricket equipment and high quality content and just spreading the joy of cricket really. So I'd say I was quite a creative kind of design orientated person. That's my job, is creating content. So actually when I had the idea of, I want my own cricket gear, I love that process of, picking styles and placing the logo and how to design the logo. That was really interesting. I'd also done a business A level, so I was kind of, I knew kind of how to get it here and ship it out, and what was involved in getting it to the people. Luckily, I live right next to a post office, so it's easy for me to kind of, when I get an order, to package it up, literally walk 30 seconds up the road, and I can ship it that way. At the moment, we only ship to the UK. Ideally, we'd obviously go international, but at the moment, working 9 to 5 and you know, creating content for AJL cricket and my own club, Babacom, it's a lot of time on my hands, so it's just easier working out shipping to the UK. I can obviously package it up, send it out, and I can walk at the post office. It's not really an issue. So the initial order for all the gear was placed in end of January, early February, arrived March. Some people had pre-ordered, a couple of my mates and people at my cricket club had pre-ordered, so I could literally, as soon as it arrived, I could give it to them. Local cricketers, it's quite easy for me to drive out, take it in my car. They obviously don't have to pay postage, which is great for them. I think the first order outside the county was for some bat stickers, which initially I didn't think about selling. I was going to stick them on the bats behind me here. But I think he'd actually seen it on my TikTok of me putting the stickers on or using my bat with the AJL stickers on, and he said they look great. Could I have one? And I was like, of course. Stickers are great because I can just pop them in an envelope, make sure they're protected, send them second class. So from the initial order to actually my first proper order, should I say, of someone outside who'd seen the products without me telling them. It was probably about end of February to start of February, so to the middle of March, 1.5 months. So that's pretty quick. I was quite surprised, to be honest. Hopefully more orders come in, and we're kind of looking to perfect a way of getting them out. Obviously, I want to keep costs as low as I can to keep the prices down. So postage and packaging is a pain, but it's something I have to do. So I've been hoarding cardboard boxes and any Amazon deliveries. I'm trying to recycle and reuse that way, and we want to keep waste down as well as much as we can. So I think that's actually quite a good way of doing it, rather than ordering boxes in and branded boxes as well. I just think it's unnecessary. So if people don't mind it coming in a reused box, you'll have all your equipment. I think that's all you really care about, to be honest. So in the near future, I hope to grow our social media and raise awareness of our brand, and hopefully see it become more popular on social media by producing content, have more interest, obviously get more orders. That would be great. So I've had that initial order come in March, and I've got another order coming, I think, in a month's time as well. So that's great. So we'll have more products to sell, and different sizes left and right, all that. So that's for 2022, is obviously growing the brand from scratch. I think we've got about a couple of hundred followers across social media. I'd really like to grow YouTube as well and create some like how-to guides, training videos. It's the biggest problem I found at the moment is obviously working my normal 9 to 5 and coming home and training and playing cricket. Is finding the time to produce high quality content. But we'll get there. I'll work out a system and my time management. I think looking into 2023, at the moment I'm 24 and I'm still living at home with my parents, but I'm lucky enough that they've let me have a space in their garage. I think the cupboards behind me are full of cricket gear, my car's full of cricket gear. So I think for me personally, finding a place of my own and having more room to store more gear so I can buy more cricket equipment, make it cheaper for you guys at home by obviously ordering more and making the costs come down. And as I've said, I think in one of my recent TikTok posts, whatever I'm charging now, I want that to be the limit. I'm charging £45 for gloves and £50 for pads at the moment, and that is the highest I ever want to charge for gloves and pads. And hopefully next year I can bring that down by obviously being more successful. I think as a content kind of centered cricket brand as well, I think if people don't know, ad revenue is a really good way of not particularly buying the product. It'd be great if you bought the product, but if you think, oh no, it's not for me, watching and engaging with content is literally the next best thing, because ad money is, the more you watch, the more obviously people get. So if you watch Cricket District or We Cricket, they're producing high end quality content because people watch it, and they can get the revenue from that and buy better cameras, editing software. It then becomes really good content, and hopefully that is the way I can go, is that I get enough views and whatever to kind of do this full time or work in cricket full time, so I can focus on that, and be financially stable. I think that's what everyone wants to be, is financially stable, and you know, I can focus on the things that we all enjoy. So yeah, that's sort of a mini plug. Please go and follow AJL Cricket, or other content creators in the cricket world, like We Cricket, Cricket District. There's some really good TikTokers out there who I enjoy watching, and I've sent messages to a couple of them. And so yeah, if you follow my TikTok, you'll be able to see those guys as well, because they do create some really good content. But it's been great talking about AJL cricket to you, and hopefully you've been engaged and inspired to kind of learn more and be engaged with cricket that way. So thanks, guys.